Welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little different because I watch this man, New Rock Stars, the channel, Eric Voss over here, breaks down WandaVision every week. I watch that. I watch the Real Rejects react to it every single week. I just hit my mic. I'm sorry. This week, since it was such a big episode, and I need to know everything there is to know before the finale hits, even though I basically know everything so far about the show because I just stay up to date with it. And oh my gosh, there's so many fans of the show, so many hardcore fans too. I get one thing wrong in my reaction last week, or I guess 2 nights ago. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone is in the comments hating on me like I'm not a Marvel fan. Guys, I forgot the thing I forgot 2 days ago in episode 8. I said, why did the space stone turn into the mind stone? Because I forgot, because I watched Age of Ultron a long time ago. I forgot that the mind stone was encased in a blue stone, and then it shattered and became the yellow mind stone. I completely forgot about that, so I called it the space stone on accident. I'm sorry. After the first comment, I noticed it, and then I got 50 more comments. Oh, you guys are hardcore fans. But yeah, I've seen Age of Ultron like 2 or 3 times. I just completely forgot that that was a thing. So I'm sorry. Let's see if Eric Ross gets anything wrong. I doubt he does. He's been on edge the last couple breakdowns that he's done, saying things about people commenting the same exact thing that I'm going through, where people just comment the one thing that you missed or the one thing you got wrong. I mean, but it's perfectly fine though. Like, people are fans. They don't read the other comments. It's fine. It's just funny how much people comment the same exact thing like in a row, over and over, the same thing that you missed. But I know it now. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, so that's the one thing I missed last episode in episode 8. But now we got his breakdown of the Easter eggs, everything that we missed on WandaVision episode 8, previously on. So here we go. So before we get started, subscribe to Eric Voss. He'll be the first link in the description. New rock stars. They're amazing. Leave a like. Boom. Already done. And here we go. Hopefully I'm allowed to do this, Eric. I love you.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of WandaVision Episode 8, a trip through history that probably broke your heart somehow. I'm here for you. We're going to go back through this episode frame by frame for all the visual details you missed, the Latin you need translated, and the increasingly hopeless fan.
He even translates the Latin for us? I was saying in my reaction, what are they saying? But like, probably doesn't matter too much. I mean, they do it all the time in Supernatural, saying random lines. All right. He's going to translate the Latin.
Theories that you need evidence to justify. Here we go. Episode titled Previously On. So we got to start in the Previously On segment. The audio mix boosts the violent hits of Wanda's past. The blocks, Thanos' backhand, the prying of the stone from Vision's head.
Oh, yeah, it does, actually.
Wanda's past has been brutal. She has suffered so much, but all this suffering is so that she can learn a key lesson about grief, that it is actually love persevering. Notice the Marvel title card.
What a good line. I don't know if I left that in my reaction.
As we open on this Salem witch trial. Sort of like Agatha's in the comics, but here, trial by witches. When your own coven doesn't want you, you know you f***ed up.
I still can't tell if they're good witches or not. They seem good, though.
The brooch. Its 3 figures resemble the 3 graces of
you can zoom into that.
Though given this is a coven, it could reflect the 3 witches of Macbeth, or the 3 fates of Greek mythology, which does connect with Agatha plucking Wanda's hair to represent Wanda's lifeline.
I got a whole hate thread of me calling the brooch. I mean, okay, I called it, so I knew the name of it. I called it a brooch, but I also said it looked like a bottle cap. And then I got this whole hate thread on how it's nothing like a bottle cap, and it doesn't look like it kind of looks like a bottle cap, does it not? I got a whole hate thread. I just deleted it. But like, like what? Who cares if I think it looks like a bottle cap? Okay, anyways. It looks like one.
Above your age and station. I did not break your rules. They simply bent to my power.
This is similar to Stephen Strange, who learned sorcery too quickly and fast-tracked himself to Sorcerer Supreme by reading forbidden texts on magic from the Dark Dimension. And Agatha's case, her forbidden textbook was.
I wonder if that came from the.
Book many of us believe is actually from the Camartage Library.
Yeah, from that library.
Diagonal slots, though that open slot visible in the Doctor Strange movie.
Oh,
was not
true.
Darkhold. It was the Book of Cagliostro, which was just not there in that shot. And the witches chant in Latin.
Mors monstro nature.
literally translating to
I'm never
death
gonna
to
do
the
that again.
monster of nature. So this
I'm not
means
gonna
they
land.
view her as a freak of nature that needs to be put down, a natural threat that is beyond witch cultural norms. It's also notable that their spells are in Latin. Most spells found in real-world tomes are in that language.
Mhm.
And I see this as tying the MCU's witchcraft to Christian medieval history, which means all that fire and brimstone of Christian dogma could come with it. Agatha's purple magic bursts out of her seemingly without her control, as if an independent sentience is protecting her.
Yeah, what I don't
She's
understand.
drained the life force from the
Yeah,
earth.
what I don't understand right here is why do all the witches just keep bursting their energy at her? Maybe they're like she's sucking out of them and they're just forcing it, like they can't control it anymore. But you know, it's just like in Star Wars, if when the Emperor's lightninging someone and they're deflecting it, he could just stop lightninging and then they can't deflect anything. So it's just kind of weird that they could just stop. But maybe she's like just now draining them and they're not doing anything. If that makes any sense. I don't know.
Notice how that magic rests in her palms in a mix of purple and blue, suggesting she has the power of all 9. And these also become the 2 colors that
That's
are
what I
reflected
said.
in her purple and blue
She like gained all their power.
Evanora's blue magic
That's why she's so
forms this
strong.
crown around her head, one
Yeah,
that
I noticed
Agatha
that.
does not gain when she drains her mother. Though in Wanda's vision of her future as the Scarlet Witch, her tiara does appear on her head. This might tell us what Agatha wants from Wanda, the crown that is worn by the dominant witch. And this whole royal dispute is backdropped by the
But I think
waterfall.
I think Agatha thinks, at the beginning of the episode at least, that Wanda is like the queen witch or whatever, just like her mom. And she thinks she's probably thousands of years old as well. But not by the end of the episode, she knows she's the Scarlet Witch.
In Warrior Falls, where royals do fight for that throne, which interestingly is also passed along via a kind of purple color.
Oh yeah.
And Agatha leaves us in a trail of purple magic that dissolves
Completely
into
forgot about
the
that.
rabbit.
That's gonna be something next episode. That has to be.
She does look shocked to meet the real.
Senior
So
Scratchies.
last week, I wondered if Senior Scratchy could be Nicholas Scratch, Agatha's son, transmuted into Pietro. But after this, I am now back to my first instinct that this rabbit could be Agatha's husband, Ralph. We know this rabbit is important, folks. Agatha says the real us? She feeds him an insect, which he gobbles up, despite rabbits being herbivores. He sits right beside
True.
that open
I didn't even
dark hole.
notice
So
that.
Wanda cannot look
They
away
are
from this
herbivores.
rabbit in this moment.
I need you. Hey.
It ate it. Maybe it's
But
gonna
I have
eat
more
children
on this
too.
Rabbit and Ralph later. She points out these runes that are protection spells. One has this M shape, which you could see Agatha's house here as a house of M with the House of M inspired story that this is. And she explains fake Pietro or Fietro.
That was you.
No, it wasn't literally me. Just my eyes and ears. A Crystallu possession. Necromancer.
We went over that a little bit.
Since your real brother's body is on another continent.
So earlier this week, Kevin Feige said
I get so much pareidolia in her basement, looking at the background, the darkness. I see so many like faces, but there's nothing there. I'm pretty sure, but like it's just pareidolia.
Casting was, to use his words, just another way that certain people were messing around with Wanda. Yeah, I'm sure the Fox Quicksilver fans will accept that. It's also interesting how Feige said certain people, another hint that Agatha might not be working alone. Agatha also proves that she did not create the Hex, but just rather crashed the party that Wanda started.
I sensed this place. So many spells cast all at once. I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
Which begs the question, if she could sense the Hex, shouldn't also the Sorcerer Supreme, Dr. Strange, be able to sense it? I assume he could be on his way. And she controls the cicada.
Maybe.
Imperium.
But they are kind of different. Like, she's a witch, he's a Sorcerer Supreme.
Latin heads, I know it doesn't matter.
Wizard.
It's hard to hear exactly what they're saying, and they don't give subtitles. And then she transmutes the cicada
I have control of
into
the
a
animal.
bird, which roughly in Latin, transform your appearance. And then she uses Wanda's hair to project her back into her memories. which
Yeah, it sounded like
means just
memory.
remember memory.
Yeah.
And remember, Doctor Strange similarly plucked one of Thor's hairs out of his head to locate
Oh.
Odin back in Thor Ragnarok. But here, the hair extends into this lifeline, bisecting this door with 9 circles, which might reflect those 9 members of the Coven, Agatha, Edinburgh, and the 7 others. They could also reflect the 9 circles of hell in Dante's Inferno, in which Dante and Virgil
We just relived.
observe
Oh, you just relive your worst memories. That's really what it could be.
each ring of hell. The bottommost layer is frozen like Sokovia is. But listen to the music as they enter the sport.
Yeah. Lots of places are frozen. My freezer is frozen.
Yeah, those cello notes sounds a lot like the tragic porch theme from the end of Infinity War. Moments
Yeah, I
where
count.
Wanda lost vision and dusted into the void.
I said it sounded like Game of Thrones.
We find out what the sitcoms are all about.
It sounds a lot like a
They
Game of
love to
Thrones
watch sitcom
theme.
DVDs instead of
Not theme, but
fleeing the
music.
country. So what do we got here? I love
Wait, I'm just
Lucy.
gonna pull it up right now. Okay, I have it up. This is exactly what the sound sounded like. Are you ready? From Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones spoilers here. Just in case you haven't seen it. This is exactly what it reminded me of, and this is what I said in my reaction. Listen. It's the exact same. I wish I could react to this show, but I watched it. I watched it in 2020 and it was amazing. One of my top shows. I wish I reacted to it. Wow. Okay, here we go.
Bewitched, Adam's Family, Who's the Boss, I Dream of Jeannie, Malcolm in the Middle. Well, this was in 1999. Malcolm in the Middle season 1 didn't come out on DVD until 2002. Oh, shut up. This is sweet. And notice what her mom does.
Sauce.
That
Yeah, well,
is
some
the
things didn't add up too. I feel like there's some other things that didn't add up besides that, but I don't know. I was also thinking maybe as like a prediction, maybe this could be like, oh, this sounds so weird. Like this isn't gonna be true at all, but it could be some time loop thing where the whole time, Agatha was there in the background, kind of, since she is 1,000 years old. This could have all happened like this version of Scarlet Witch, the older one, could have been there to fix the to do the probability hex on the missile or on the Tony Stark missile. And then also when Agatha said she's angry when she was in the Civil War Avengers facility with Vision, watching Malcolm in the Middle, and she said she's angry and she has to go. She wanted Vision back. It could have made Scarlet Witch go into the sword base right there, because it like flows perfectly. I don't know if that makes any sense what I am saying, but this could be like some kind of time loop thing where she was actually there the whole time as an older self, helping her little self, or Agatha was there in the background. Don't know if that makes sense. Okay.
Sokovian greeting that
I'm so bad
Wanda
at
and
explaining
Vision
things.
brought up jokingly in episode 1.
That this is the traditional Sokovian greeting of hospitality. Guess who?
Oh, is that my host behind me?
It certainly is.
Shut up, it's sweet. So Wanda singles out her favorite TV episode as The Dick Van Dyke Show, Season 2, Episode 21, It May Look Like a Walnut.
I
Now,
heard it's
technically,
not
that's
the same.
20th episode
Yeah.
to air that season, but the DVD set reorders it to number 21. But this isn't just any episode, folks. In this episode, Rob watches a scary sci-fi TV program about aliens and glowing walnuts, about people losing their thumbs because the aliens don't want humans to be able to make technology that can threaten them. And then he wakes up in a Twilight
Ooh.
Zone scenario in which this seems to have come true. This is exactly what Westview is for Wanda. It is a classic sitcom that also has elements of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, and kind of like what Hayward's doing
Flying
as well.
saucers and aliens. And with Hayward seems
Yeah.
to be connected to a plot about playing God with tech out of paranoia of alien threats. And meanwhile, their descriptions of this genre match the genre-bending aspect of WandaVision itself, along with where this show might be going.
Mm.
Is like problem, but more silly than
Silly
scary,
problem.
but can sometimes be a little scary.
A silly mischief that always
Yeah.
By the end of the episode,
Silly
you
mischief.
realize it was all a bad dream.
But then, boom, you looking for this, the home gets bombed. And then we see that Stark Industries bombshell feet away. The
What a way
story
to
told in Age of Ultron, and
Just
of course,
play it right there in front of my eyes.
the same sound effect and blinking red light as that Stark toaster in the commercial.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna do flashes of the toaster.
But Interestingly, this bomb failed to detonate not by chance, but rather Wanda using a probability hex, one of Wanda's chaos magic powers in the comics, and a major detail confirming that Wanda's powers did not come fully from the Mind Stone, but existed in
We still don't know what happened to
powered
Pietro,
form
though.
from birth, meaning this is in her DNA. She's got a mutant gene, folks. But then notice behind the bomb, Dick Van Dyke says on the TV, and I am legally obligated
Nightmare.
to every mention of the word nightmare just because nightmare ends up being in this. Then to the Hydra lab where Wanda.
But it really seems like nothing else weird is going on in the show. So why would they introduce Mephisto or Nightmare unless Agnes is like summoning them using the children? But there's nothing else. Everything's been explained. I don't think there's anything else that would make Nightmare, unless it's the rabbit. Who knows?
To change the world.
Started as a political ideal, but Wanda is now capable of doing this literally. And then I love this transition. The camera pulls back into the chamber, but just kidding. We're actually seeing a mirror surface, but no camera reflected in that mirror. I keep mentioning references to
They do that in Harry Potter.
breakdowns, but this impossible mirror shot is also a famous maneuver from that movie. It's one of my favorite shots ever in movies. And in that scene, that was a flashback to a
I have seen
trauma,
this.
just like this is for Wanda. Now, this Mind Stone oddly seems to select Wanda. It washes yellow radiation over her, and her eyes reflect the silhouette of her future form, or maybe
Future
a
self.
alternate reality form. Either way, a true Nexus being, the Scarlet
I'm pretty
Witch.
sure people have brightened her up, and it is Elizabeth Olsen in there. So yeah, it still could be a different version of her. But I said in my breakdown, it's probably her future self. She's looking into the future. Because if it was like the space stone, if it really was a space stone, it would be an alternate reality. But since it's the Mind Stone, she's probably just looking into her mind in the future. Don't know. I know nothing about the stones, actually.
This actually could be the figure we saw briefly in Wanda's eyes at the end of episode 6, the moment she hexpanded and for the first time threatened this universe with a House of M style rewrite. And then when they try to play back the video, it glitches from right before to right after, just like the editing glitches later in Westview. Also, I'm sorry to keep doing this, but this also happens in the movie Contact when external video skips over Ellie's trans-dimensional trip. Seriously, is that damn cameo gonna be Jodie Foster? Wanda watches an episode of The Brady Bunch.
Seriously, they have a lot of
Doll.
similarities.
This is the same doll Vision practiced diaper changing on in episode 3.
Oh, it
and then
is.
onto the Avengers compound. Again, listen to the music.
Oh, Wanda, moving on up.
Boom, boom.
So where are we now? The Avengers compound.
It's the Avengers theme.
It's a dark version of
What
the
the heck?
classic Avengers theme. This is
Yeah,
around
it
the
is.
time of Civil War when she was under lockdown and getting to know Vision, making some pepper cash together. She watches an episode of Malcolm in the Middle where the roof collapses on Bryan Cranston, maybe reflecting how Wanda's hex begins to collapse as the decades progress into that era. And then Vision gives us the amazing
And Bryan
line-
Cranston's house in Breaking Bad. Walter White's house. His household, not his house, is getting destroyed. Boom.
And really, the reason
He's
these
the big
two
guy at the
weirdos
end.
are able to fall in love.
But what is grief?
If not,
If not love,
love.
persevering.
Yeah, he says it better.
Wipes a tear. Now, this might be more sarcasm, but Wanda isn't looking
Bottle
at
cap.
her.
That looks like a bottle cap.
That connected to that. She is so desperate.
Come on, Wanda. You're on the precipice. You are right.
Yeah, this is what I was saying before.
Tell me how you did it. Vision was gone, but you wanted him.
It's like, what if this always happened this way? And then she gets sent to the sword facility from here and controls herself. Like, that's a theory. That's kind of crazy.
And notice Agatha's face as Wanda leaves. This witch is going through something. I believe Agatha lost someone she loved, and that is why she was so genuinely emotional when she heard Wanda could raise the dead.
You can do that?
You know, I've been looking and listening at these characters for a
Oh.
while, but do you ever wonder what they smell like? I'm super self-conscious.
Okay,
of
wait.
smelling
You know
because that's
something?
what you used to-
Whoa, pause. I'm currently watching Harry Potter right now. And I just got done watching the Half-Blood Prince. And there's this thing. Oh, I forgot the name. Okay, I had to look it up. I forgot the name, even though I just watched it literally last night. But there's these things called Horcruxes or Horcruxes. But they allow you to like basically respawn. So you like set them up in places after killing people. And maybe that bunny could be a Horcrux. Oh, I can't say the name, dude. Maybe that's one for like someone that she loves. So after she kills enough people, person can summon back into that body. They're just using that as an object to respawn them, basically. I don't know why I'm saying respawn. I played too many games, but whatever.
A weird soap for a while. The brands of big soap that you're probably using daily are packed with harmful chemicals, and most of them smell like it too. Plastic figurines are fun to collect, but I'm not out here trying to smell like one. Well, Dr. Squatch is changing the hygiene game with their natural, healthy products that make you
Oh,
feel
it's-
like a man
I was
and
like,
smell
what's
like a champion. They got all kinds of great scents: grapefruit IPA, deep sea goat's milk, pine tar, other ones like cedar citrus, bay rum. All of Dr. Squatch's soaps are made in the USA
If you-
using the finest ingredients nature has to offer. Look on the label and you'll recognize everything in there. Hundreds of thousands of men already subscribe to Dr. Squatch, meaning every month fresh
Me, I
bars of
subscribe.
Squatch show up at their door. If you use Dr. Squatch and you can honestly say it's not the best bar of soap you've ever used, they will send you your money back, no questions asked. I switched to Dr. Squatch like a week ago. I've been sharing with it for the past week, and it has brought a little bit of joy to my routine. It leaves my skin feeling refreshed and smelling like a clean man and not like a Funko Pop. New customers can get 20% off on orders of $20
What do you got against
or more
Funko
when you
Pops?
use the promo code DSC New Rockstars 20. Click on the link in the description below. Again, that's 20% off on orders of $20 or more. Check it out with the link in the video's description. So at Sword HQ,
20%.
Wanda looks in at Hayward through the monitor just like
Yeah.
she did via the drone.
Thought her eyes were gonna
in
turn
episode
red.
5. And behind the desk is a star map. Front and center is Gemini.
Wait, I just noticed this is a sword. This is a sword facility. Like one of the most high-tech places in the Marvel Universe, and they have a black and white camera. That's weird.
The twins, like Wanda Pietro, Billy, and Tommy. And notice how Hayward calls Vision the Vision.
The Vision, I
which is
said that,
also
yes.
how it's listed on the deed. Nice to see
Ooh.
the MCU use the like in the comics. And then Hayward shows Wanda Vision's parts. Bit hard to watch. The wiring pulls apart with a slick sound, as if it was sinew and muscle tissue. And then under that skin, wouldn't you know it, looks like some hexagonal
Oh my
tissue.
gosh.
So why did Hayward wait to dismantle Vision until now?
We're just seeing
Vision
things at
was
this
dead
point.
for years. Did he fear that the returned Avengers would try to seize the parts? Did Wakanda not release the body until Shuri and T'Challa blipped back? Well, take a step back and look at this scene. The sword techs are sloppy, yanking Vision apart like an old car. He is a $3 billion sentient weapon, and this looks like Tim the Toolman Taylor's garage. Whoa. And then Hayward basically shows his cards.
Are you sure?
Excuse me?
Not everyone has the kind of power that could bring their soulmate
Yeah, he wanted her to do this.
back to life.
And throughout
I
this, he
paused in this
watches Wanda
moment, and I was-
closely with a
my
bit
mind
of
was blown.
hopefulness, and he tells his men to stand down. Yeah, clearly this is all a show by Hayward. He wants Wanda to take this corpse. Over the past years, he has been trying to reboot Vision thousands of times to no avail. And now that Wanda Maximoff's back, he
Tried every type of power
butchering
supply, he said.
Vision, trying to incite Wanda into snatching the body and using her sorcery. Hayward hopes to bring this back online. And when Wanda leaves without
I still don't know why
Vision's
why his color changes at the end. Maybe Eric knows. Maybe he'll explain it. But I do actually remember that white Vision from some video games I used to play. So that's kind of cool. I think it was Ultimate Alliance. I used to be a big Ultimate Alliance fan.
He lies to Monica, saying that Wanda did, while throwing Monica at Westview, hoping for a sample of Wanda's magic, which he gets eventually with that Stark drone, getting the fuel for his Project Cataract to reboot Vision,
Cataract.
giving us White Vision in the post-credit scene. Now, White Vision is from the Vision Quest comics in the West Coast Avengers series in the 80s, where the Avengers were
Evil.
trying to reassemble Vision's body. The visuals of him on
Not
the materials
good.
actually look very similar, but because Vision does not have the same brainwaves that he used to have, he comes back in this soulless white form. In the comics, there's a lot of other characters involved with this, from the Grim Reaper to Wonder Man to Hank Pym to even the Human Torch, and technically Immortus, who is the same person as Kang the Conqueror. It seems like WandaVision
Hank
might not
Pym,
be
what if he
any of
shows
them.
up?
Hayward is really just a government
This
villain
old dude.
who wants superheroes he can control as weapons, and the fact that White Vision has a Stark-esque arc reactor in his forehead where the Mind Stone would be echoes the way Tony Stark tried to do this, which led to the folly of Ultron.
I think he's gonna
and
have the
the
Ultron voice.
of the True Vision. This
I hope
point is
so.
why Hayward here ultimately just puts a price tag on Vision.
Unless he's gonna turn into Ultron.
$1 worth of vibranium just to put it in the ground.
But if you think about it, that is exactly where the vibranium belongs. The vibranium that made Vision was stolen from the soil of Wakanda. Meanwhile, Wanda's plan, it seems like, was to try to bury Vision
True.
in that plot he bought for them in Westview, New Jersey. Which, if you think about it, when did he get that deed? He must have done it before they went on the run after Civil War in 2016. He is essentially a guy who got in engagement ring after the first date. In the words, a creep. And Wanda says here,
I can't feel you.
which of course is a callback to Infinity War when Wanda used her magic in the
Mhm.
earlier scene to sense Vision's soul from that Mind Stone, and these were also his final words to her before she destroyed that stone at the end of the movie. And heading to Westview, Wanda
Oh, I didn't
drives a
notice
red
that
car.
part.
It's got a license plate reading Excelsior, which of course is
I didn't know
just
that was
the
his
first
last
miles
words to
on
her,
all these
too.
plates, but also it is Stan Lee's catchphrase. We see John Collins.
Oh, it is. I
aka
forgot about that.
Sharon Davis, aka Mrs. Hart, Dennis the mailman, aka Pizza Time. Harold Proctor, aka Jones, he puts up an ad for piano lessons. Remember, he played
Yeah,
the
his
talent
his
show
grandma's
that was
piano.
flattened.
That was my grandmother's piano.
And on the deed, Vision's note is outlined in a heart, like the date on the calendar in episode 1, the heart they could not remember.
The day they were gonna
His
move
address,
in.
2800 Sherwood, could be a nod to Sherwood Schwartz, the producer of The Brady Bunch and a bunch of other sitcoms. And it is
Oh.
signed off by the name Kate Weddle, who is an assistant art director on WandaVision. And in her grief, Wanda uses her sorcery to construct this dream home. The house builds in jigsaw chunks, interestingly, evoking the puzzle pieces of Joe Quesada's House of M cover. And this
Oh.
hex spreads like a wave, a reversal of Wanda's admission
I did not notice
earlier
that.
to feeling like she was caught in the wave, getting toppled over and over. Now she is a seismic event that spreads the wave outward. The Westview Dairy billboard reverts from the red carton modern one to the old-timey bottles, just like Wanda's glitching milk last episode. And then over on the right, a new ad
Snap.
for Lagos paper towels make cleaning up a snap. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the snap that Thanos did. The movie theater marquee
I
changes
did
from
notice that.
Tannhauser Gate, a nod to Blade Runner. That was the warp station referenced in the amazing Tears of Rain monologue. But now it reads Big Red and kidnapped, the way these town residents are essentially kidnapped in a big red hex. Inside the
Oh,
house,
yeah.
Wanda recreates Vision
Makes
solely out
sense.
of yellow magic, due to her magic being amplified by the yellow Mind Stone. And in the TV reflection, you can see Vision's Mind Stone is the last part of him to form. This means that the
I did
Vision
not
in
notice that.
Westview is resurrected purely from Wanda's magic and has no corporeal counterpart. Yet he is still real inside the hex, because remember, Hayward was able to track his vibranium decay. All this means that as a Nexus being, Wanda isn't just creating illusions, she's creating real, tangible, ultimate realities. And then
Every time someone says illusion, I
behind the
just
scenes-
imagine the second episode where she's like, I'm or he's illusion. I forgot what her name was. I can't think of it.
Lights is the year 2013.
2013. I
which
did
does
notice that.
anchor this
I think I said
final
that.
Family sitcom year as the year 2013, even though on the outside world it is 2023. At
Yeah,
the
I was like,
outside
wait,
final
it's not
scene,
23.
Agatha restrains Billy and
2013.
Tommy on these choke leashes.
You have no
Yeah, they could
idea
just back up though.
how dangerous you are.
Saw someone
You're
point
supposed
that
to
out
be
on
a
Twitter.
myth, a being capable of spontaneous creation. Here you are, using it to make breakfast for dinner.
Which calls back Wanda failing at
Yeah,
Agnes's
making
recipes in
eggs,
episode 1 and just
toast.
improvising breakfast for dinner. But now looking back on it, those complex recipes provided by Agnes might have actually been spells from the Darkhold that Agatha was using to test Wanda. This is why Agatha's so frustrated that rather than following the basics like she had to, Wanda could just skip that text.
That's a theory?
And Agatha ends with,
This is chaos magic, Wanda. And that makes you the Scarlet Witch.
That's
the
so
first
cool. She
for
gets her
two
name.
terms in the
I want
MCU,
Quicksilver to
chaos
get his
magic,
name.
which is of course the type of magic Wanda uses in the comics.
Well, he's
She
gone.
can chaotically rewrite the universe as a Nexus being, and then of course her basic superhero name, Scarlet Witch, never been said before in the MCU. And now it's in this interesting context, is being elevated as a kind of royal title that Agatha
Yeah,
seeks.
I like
But
it.
why does Agatha want it? What does Agatha want? Well, again, Agatha seems to have lost someone she loves, and she's frustrated that she can only do basic spells like animal transmutation, while Wanda just has this innate power that she didn't really earn. And who would Agatha love? Well, as a witch of Salem, folks, read up on your history. It's not reaching to assume this witch would claim her spouse to be the devil. Yeah, folks, I'm going down with the ship, right or wrong.
He's still gonna be in it.
Evidence we got. Here's my closing argument.
I still think so,
Agatha's husband
too.
Ralph is Mephisto,
Yeah.
aka Senor Scratchy the Rabbit, a reference to Old Scratch, a nickname for the
My
devil.
husband.
This
She's
rabbit
referenced
is
it too many times. This rabbit has been in it way too much. It has to be something. Like, we're getting a 50-minute episode. Dude, there has to be. I mean, if it's just, it could just be Wanda versus Agatha, Vision versus White Vision, and then there's Photon in there. We got Wiccan, Speed, maybe Quicksilver as well. Who else? We still have that weird cameo that hasn't shown up yet, which could be Ralph. Or Vision is just talking about White Vision. He's been pranking us this whole time. this literal devil faces on the wall right there. Like, there has to be something more. There has to be.
Agatha could do to bring him back using spells from the Darkhold. This is a rabbit, remember, she bragged as having star potential.
Senor Scratchy's got real star quality, don't you think?
It was his demonic protection that allowed Agatha to overthrow the Coven, but doing that broke his soul because Agatha was not the Scarlet Witch that he thought she was. She did not get the crown. And as in the West Coast Avengers comics, this series is now definitely
witch thing,
based
so
on
confusing.
evidenced by White Vision. Mephisto's soul is broken in those comics. Agatha helps him manipulate Wanda using pieces of his soul to create Billy and Tommy, later shown to be hand puppets of Mephisto's minion. And now Agatha puppets these boys like marionettes on strings. And notice as she does this, her fingers turn black.
Yeah.
Suggesting that these
Not even
illusions
claws.
actually
I pointed it out. They're
drain
just
some of
black
her life
fingers.
force. These kids were just called Demon Spawn, and that was not long after.
The devil's in the details, Bev.
That's not the only place he is.
What does Agatha want? She wants the Nexus powers of the Scarlet Witch. She was unable to get them from her mother, and she wants them now from Wanda so that she can repair Mephisto's soul. And together, they can rule the multiverse. A power that the rest of her coven thought no one should harness. I know. It seems like the Bettany cameo tease might have been just him trolling us, but I am going to place my bets on Mephisto showing up in the finale. It's going to be played by an actor.
I hope
beloved,
so.
no one's
Please,
gonna care
that'd be
and
so
it's been
cool.
off screen all season, or how weird it is that the MCU has Satan in it now. And no, China censorship does not actually.
Yeah, it does not matter. I watched his hour-long video. Yeah, there it is, 42-minute video. I watched it all. It does not matter.
Video on why, check it out. So Mephisto, you are clear for landing. We are so close, and
I like
don't
that.
you dare pull a DB Cooper on us. Hey, you can support this channel by checking out one of our wonderful merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com, like this An Unusual Couple shirt.
That shirt's really cool, actually. You can like use your camera to look at it, and it's completely different through the phone or something. Something like that. But it does something cool.
To epicheroshop.com/giveaway for more ways to enter. Every 10,000 subscribers are going to give away a new PS5, and they're so close to that next one. You could
Big. I actually want a PS4, not from him.
Twitter at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars,
But
subscribe to New Rockstars,
that's how I got
subscribe to
mine.
YouTube for all your WandaVision questions.
I did win
Thank
it.
you for watching, and don't stop believing.
Copyright? Okay. Okay, well, there it is. Thank you, Eric Voss. Dude, I was waiting for this video to come out. I need these breakdowns every week, and I mean, next week he's gonna have one. Maybe we'll react to it as well. If this one gets views, if you guys like it. I heard people in the comments also, besides the people telling me the one thing I got wrong, there was a lot of people saying to do more WandaVision content. So I was just waiting for his video. So there actually was not much that I missed, but there's a lot of things like in the background, like small things that could have theories to them. The only one thing that I like mostly missed in this was that Vision's his little Mind Stone was the last thing to form in the background on the TV, and the Avengers theme playing at that one part. But everything else we basically knew. I mean, this episode just basically gave it to you, so you can't. There was a lot just given out. That's why most people caught on to most things, and it kind of explains everything to you. So it's hard to miss things, but he did point out some of the things in the background, and I like where he's going with the that Mephisto could still be in it. I like how he's still on that train. I'm with him there. I'm hoping, like, because there's so many people disappointed right now that it's just Agatha. I mean, there's a lot of people hyped on this show, but at the same time, some fans got way too hyped. They hyped themselves up, and they made their expectations way too high as well, because there were hints, I guess, at Mephisto, but like people with the Reed Richards thing, the Magneto stuff, made their expectations way too high, and you can't do that, because then if you're disappointed and you're blaming the show for that, that's your fault. But I'm still there for Mephisto. If he's not there, I won't be disappointed. But like, because we got White Vision, no one was expecting that. I mean, we got a lot of stuff in here. We got so many superheroes as well. This finale is gonna have more CGI than apparently the Endgame fight. So that's crazy in and of itself. So yeah, I won't be too disappointed. I will be slightly disappointed if like they don't explain the rabbit at all, because the rabbit seems so significant. I feel like they've been hinting at it a lot. She's talked to it. She's been, if they don't explain Ralph as well, like they have to explain those things, and maybe a little bit more explanation on Pietro, because who is he? Is he just some random guy in this universe, or did she pluck him from a different universe and is controlling him, looking through his eyes and ears, acting as him? I mean, we basically know the spell that she did on him, but where did his body come from? Because she didn't just make the body. And so, yeah, they have to explain that. But yeah, once that stuff is explained, I'll be happy. I will be happy with the finale. But that stuff has to be explained. I mean, maybe not anymore on Pietro, but mostly the rabbit and Ralph. I need those explained. So, Marvel, you're doing so good. Eric Voss, thank you for the breakdown. Yeah, if you guys want even more, I know like Cosmic Wonder, that guy, Warren, he does some great breakdowns as well. I'm sure Matt, Pat, just any of the people that do breakdowns, if you want me to react to any of those videos, if there's extra stuff in those. But usually Eric covers it all. He gets it all correct. And yeah, I really like his videos. So subscribe to him. He'll be the first link in the description. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to go more in depth on anything else, I mean, I think I don't know any more than like these videos that are being put out. No, so I can't go too much more in depth on anything unless I like read all the comics, binged all the comics right now, and then I told you my thoughts for the finale. But I don't I don't think I have time to do that. But yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And hopefully this WandaVision finale is the greatest episode ever, because every episode has gotten better and better and better. This one has to be the best one. Let's go, Marvel.